Hello, this is going to be a short video as far as tracking watch list here. And I got this question here from Reddit, and from the Reddit forum. And this is from HJD17. And this question is, my issue becomes how many stocks to monitor and how many stocks are usually on the watch list. Okay, so if I do post your question as a video here, you could go ahead and take advantage of the free coaching. I would provide 1 hour for free coaching, one-to-one video conference. So if that's something HJD17 is interested in, and just go ahead and send me a direct message, and we'll set something up. Okay. Meanwhile, going back to his question here, the way I do as far as swing trading part-time, I do scans at the end of the day, and I look for the stocks. Now, as far as how many do I monitor, I've seen people, they claim to monitor 100, 200 stocks, and they watch it every day. They scan through them looking for patterns. What I do is I just use the scanner and let it pull up the stock to for new setups going into that week. So I do it daily. So sometimes I only get a few. I get 5 stocks. Sometimes I get as many as 20 or 30. But from there, what I do is then I put them in the trading view, like I have here. I have the short list here that I just created that came. And what I do is I go through each one of these on it, and just to make sure, as far as how many to monitor, well, this is the quantity that I monitor here. And then as far as with the watch list, I keep this in the watch list until it no longer qualifies as a setup. Now, that all depends on each person's strategy, but I'll explain how. As far as my strategy, I do buy the bounce off of a dip. So what I do here, in this case here, on this strategy, this particular stock ET does qualify as a setup. So what I do is I would put a potential entry right there, and then within my stop loss being right here, I risk only one candle. Okay, so this makes it into my watch list here. And what I do as far as I add the ATR bands, and this gives me a potential of I usually go three ATRs, sometimes two, depending on the market condition. Okay, since currently we're being choppy, let's say we'll go with 2.5 ATRs here. So I'm just gonna place it right there, and then I'm just going to turn off these ATRs. Okay, so now we've got our risk here, and we got a reward here, our potential target. And what I do here is, then what you could do is just put in your long position indicator here and apply it and line it up to your take profit and your stop loss. So in this case, you have a 2.6 risk to reward. Okay, we're risking 2%. The downside is 2%. We're risking 5. Reward is 5.5. Okay, so it's a 2.64 risk to reward. Okay, so what I do then is just add this little bubble here and put the risk to reward. If I remember right, 2.64. Let me verify that. Yep. Okay. So now I know this particular stock has a risk to reward 2.64. Okay. If it has less than 2, then I would just not consider this on my watch list, and I would take it out. Okay. I'll go to the next one, for example, and I'm looking at this one here, and this, as far as a setup, it's not ready because it's still the yellow dot. I wait for the green dot followed by the red dot. So in this case, I would skip that. And then in this case here's one with the green dot. So I do the same thing. I put my potential entry right up here, and then you gotta know your stop loss. So you put your stop loss, and then I put my ATRs. In this case, like I said, 2.5 in this case, this market environment, just to be safe to take some profits. And take this off now. All right, now we go ahead and put the long position drawing and set the bottom. So we got a 2.81. So go ahead, and I'm just going to put that bubble 2.81. Okay, so I know my risk to reward here. I'm risking 3% to make 10%, which is good. Now I'm just going to do one more. Let's see, looks okay. And this one also qualifies because it has that green dot, so that's my setup signal. And I just set it right there. Oh, didn't go in there. Just go here. Set that there. My risk is one candle below, right there. And we put the ATR. Pretty simple, basic. Go 2.5 right there. Turn it off. And now we put the drawing for the long indicator. Just that right. And there's our target and our stop loss. So on this one here, we're looking at 3.62. So now, just put that bubble here. Risk to reward, 3.62 if I remember right. Yes, okay. All right, so we got this short list here, for example. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but there are about 18. And I'm just going to move this one up here. So now, for example, I got my list here. And what I do is I go for the ones with the best risk to reward. So this is 2.64. This is nothing, so we're going to move this down. This one's 3.6, so that's better. I'm going to put that on top. And the next one here is 281. And okay, so that 281's better. So here we go. So by doing it this way, you could see it's easy for me which ones are the better candidates. So you want to pick the best ones. Now I go through the whole list, and I usually pick the top 5 for the day. If I do have 5, if it's less than 5, and I only have one good stock with a better than risk to reward ratio of 2, then I just use that one. All right, so now we got that. So that's what determines to be added to my watch list. As far as how long does it stay? Well, as long as it trades here and doesn't close below the stop loss. So if it, at the end of the day, if it closes below the stop loss, then I take it out of my watch list. And that's how I basically do it. Also, if the stock has to be above the 200 and the 50 has to be above the 200. So the stock, actually not the 50, the 55, I'm sorry. So I use the 55. So I usually like to trade the stocks that are above the 55, and which is in this case, it just is coming out of it. All right. So that's how I basically monitor the stocks and keep my watch list. And again, if it closes below the stop loss, even if I'm not in the trade, it automatically gets taken out of my watch list. And each night I go through a new scan and I add it to my watch list. All right. I hope that helps, and go from there. Take care.